It was the summer of 2019. I watched the greatest competitors battle it out in the World Cup, with the winners taking home huge cash prizes starting at $3 million. Now, we all know it took a lot of practice to get to this spot, but not the type of practice you might think. These competitors train for hours upon hours, sitting in front of their computer screens, trying to sharpen their reaction times and learning in-game scenarios. Now, you might think that this is just a waste of time. Well, it's quite the opposite for some of these competitors. For example, the parents of Kyle Booga Gensdorf saw he had a great time playing these games, so they didn't restrict him. Because of this, he managed to bring home $3 million by winning this World Cup at just 16. But this isn't the only advantage to video games. Video games is one of the fastest growing, most successful industries in gaming. And the real problem comes when people undervalue the topic and it can't reach its full potential. To change this mindset, first we'll talk about what a video game is, the advantages of playing video games, and finally, how you can change this mindset. You might think video games just aren't for you, although you've never tried it. Well, I think they're for everyone. Video games range in variety from action games where you can battle, adventure games where you can explore, role-playing games where you can participate in another life, and strategy games for those who like to think of new solutions. And there are many other types past these ones. The definition of a video game is a game played electronically, but to many people it is more than just a game. To some, it is a way to escape a world full of debt, hardship, and troubles. For others, it is a way to make new friends or spend time with old ones when not possible otherwise due to a pandemic. Some play it as an esport, a way to play competitively, when not possible otherwise due to injuries or disabilities. And it could just be a way to escape a world, a sometimes boring and monotonous world. This is deeply expressed in an article published by Thumb Culture. It is about a woman who had struggled with anxiety her whole life. It soon worsens, and she describes her condition as extreme anxiety and hours of deep depression. What saves her was an email for a video game. In this email was an ad for a game called Horizon Zero Dawn. In this ad was a trailer. The trailer showed a younger woman who fought against the world. And she explains of an immediate connection. As she plays this game, she feels a connection. As she eliminates enemies within the game, she feels as if she is eliminating her own demons. This game helped her connect to herself, helping her no amount of medicine could. She said this one video game helped heal her mind and soul and helped to restart her life. Now many think video games are an advantage in their life, but some hold an opposite opinion. Video games are just a waste of time. Spend that time getting a job or making money. While some may say this, it is actually quite possible to do both while playing video games. If you participate in an esport, there is a high chance that there are tournaments where competitors play for cash prizes. You might think these tournaments are only for the really good players, and a lot of people just aren't that good. Well, I personally think differently. On a Friday night just like any other. I made $350 playing in a Fortnite tournament. The next day, I made another $350 in the same Fortnite tournament, doing the things I would typically be doing on a Saturday evening, which is playing video games. But it not only helps obtain jobs, but perform jobs as well. According to a CBS News article, researchers found that doctors who played video games at least 3 hours a week, made about 37 less mistakes in laparoscopic surgery, and performed the task 27% faster than their counterparts who did not play video games. Surgery isn't the only job, though. Games can help with management, leading to good leaders. Leading your team to a common goal in a video game can help with leadership skills. Video games help out much more than yourself, but the whole community around it. In 2019 alone, the streaming website Twitch produced $55 million to charity through gaming streams alone. Although having these benefits, video games continue to be undervalued. A BBC News article states, 2 years ago, a Glasgow University study made headlines suggesting that gaming could make students more successful. But the research hasn't really changed minds yet. At least not yet. Says one of the authors of the study, Dr. Matthew Barr. It also goes on to state that telling someone you're a gamer can actually hurt your chances of getting that job. But this can change. If video games weren't undervalued, it could become one of the most popular things in the world. According to researchers at Syracuse University, in 2020, Active suggests that 70 million people will have watched a single esports final, which is higher than the viewership for U.S. professional baseball, soccer, and hockey finals. People are agreeing that esports is going to be one of the next big things. Entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk says, "On our way to school, my son plays Madden Mobile, a basketball game. A 7-year-old in those 7 minutes. It's really hard to practice your jump shot on your way to school." To summarize what he is saying here, he is saying esports is very accessible. Video games are very accessible. You don't need a field or hoop to practice. All you need is a phone, which majority of the population has. Not only are these games accessible, but they are very beneficial. Currently, one of the biggest things video games can help with is social interaction. We all know things have changed due to this pandemic we live in. And now we don't get to see our peers as much, our friends and family. But with video games, you can play with them almost any time of the day. Not only this, but if the pandemic is keeping you at home, video games can help with exercise. Some video games require a whole body movement, such as Just Dance. Playing these games can help you get exercise you normally wouldn't by just staying at home all day. There are many more ways these games help, but many gamers can agree with me that it takes a lot of perseverance in these video games. There are countless times you encounter battles in games and you just can't beat it the first time. Well, what helps you here is perseverance. Video games can teach you lots of good things to learn in life, and one of those is perseverance. Also, depending on the game you play, it can also help with many other things. For example, if you play strategy games, it can help with, say, memorization. I play a good amount of these strategy games, and it has helped with my memorization skills. In 8th grade, I used these skills to help me memorize 148 digits of pi. This is all because all these strategy games have helped me with my memorization skills, remembering things and patterns. Now, there's one really good way to change your opinion on video games, and it is to jump in and try them yourself. You may have already tried a video game and said you didn't like it. Well, I say try another one. You can't let one rotten apple spoil the bunch. So go out and try another one. Many people prefer one type of game over another. So you just need to find the type of game you enjoy. These video games are meant for having fun and having a good time. I can sit here and talk to you all day, but you'll never truly understand what all this fun is about until you try it out for yourself.